All right, here we go with fourth grade Excel lesson number 65, and I do have a joke for you today, but you're going to have to stay tuned till the end of the show for the whole thing, so be looking forward to that. All right, today we're going to learn about a coordinate grid. Coordinate grid. The bottom line, right down here, that goes along this way of the coordinate grid is called the x-axis. The line that goes up and down, the vertical line, is called the y-axis. When you put points, and this is called the origin right here. The origin is where the x-axis meets the y-axis, where they intersect, where they cross, right there at 0, 0. A point is referred to by x and y coordinates relative to the origin. That means as in relationship to the origin. So point A right here, this big giant red dot, is located at x is 2. See, if you come down from that A right there, it's at 2. And y is at 4. And so we write 2 for x and 4 for y. Why does the x go here and the y go there? Well, it's in alphabetical order. And the way that I remember, and a lot of kids remember, how to know how to do these, which number goes first, is that you're going to start here at the origin, this big blue dot, and you're going to go along the bottom line, like as if you're an airplane coming along the runway, and then you come to the number that's the first number, in this case 2, and then the plane takes off and it goes up to 4. So you're going to come along 2 and then 4 and bam, that's right where the dot goes. Now you don't want to draw any of these lines all over the place like I am. You just want to put the point on there. All right, and then it says point L is the origin right there, 0, 0. We'd say that's at 0, 0. All right, so that's how you find points on a coordinate grid. Now we're going to try some problems. So here's number 1. It says point B. Where's point B? Point B is right here. How do we get to point B? If we're the airplane, are we going to come along here to take off? No, we're going to go along the runway first. And to get to B, you're going to go down to 7. And then from there, you go up how many spots? Up 5, see? This is at 5. So you'd put 7, 5. And then if you want to break that out into what x is 7, y is 5. So you're just copying these numbers over to here. All right, go ahead and pause the video, try to find the answer to just number 2, point C, and then turn it on after you've done that one. So point C is located right here. And to get to C, again, we're going to come along this bottom line, the x-axis, which is horizontal. We come over to 5, and then how far do we go up? We go up 2, right? So you put 5, 2. If you put 2, 5, you're getting close on how to get these, except you went up first and then over. You don't want to do that. You want to come along here first and then see how far you go up. And then you should have broken out the x and the y to being 5 and 2. On your guided practice and your homework problems, they're just going to ask you what is x or what is y to get to that point. And you just have to remember that x is this bottom line and y is the one that goes up and down. All right, so I think hopefully you've got this by now. So pause the video, do 3 through 5, and then turn it back on. So point D is out here. How do you get to D? You're going to come along the x-axis to 9, and then you're going to go up 3. So the answer is 9, 3, 9, 3. Point E is way up here. Come along the x-axis to 5, and then all the way up to 6. And so the answer is 5, 6. 5, 6. There you go. Point F, way down here, you're going to come along to 7 and then go up 1. So the answer is 7, 1. If you missed any of those, erase them and fix them. All right, so you thought the lesson was over, but we do have this bonus page. This is not found on your paper. but we're going to practice some more of these problems. So what I want you to do is find some white space somewhere on the lesson, and you're going to have to write really small. You might have to turn your paper sideways and write along the bottom margin or along the left margin of the paper by the lesson, but do not write on the top margin. That's going to get mixed up with where your name and date and all that stuff is. But put someplace on the paper. I want you to write the answers to these, and then I'm going to tell you the joke here in just a second. So let's put some points on here. How about if we put one right there? Let's call this point W. Okay, you don't have to write a W on your paper. All I want you to do is write what these two numbers would be for point W. So if you need some time to do that, pause the video. If not, then just keep the video going and I'll tell you the answer. So you should have already done this on your paper someplace. You come across here first to 3 and then up 7. The answer is 3, 7. How you doing on these? Are you getting it? All right, now let's put another point. How about right here? Okay, let's call that point R. Point R. Okay, so now someplace on your paper, write the coordinates for point R. Pause the video if you need to. And the answer to that one would be over 5 here and up 3. So the answer is 5, 3. You should put a comma between your answers, and you should put a parentheses on both sides of your numbers as you do these. All right, now let's see. Let's put one right here. See if you can get that one. We'll call that point S, okay? Pause the video and put the answer down to point S. All right, you should have written all the way over here to 10 and then up 6. Remember, we do the bottom first, then up. All right, let's put one. Ooh, let me give you a hard one now. It's time for a hardie. Right there. We're going to call that point L. Point L, okay? So pause the video and write down what you think point L is. All right, so you should have already done this. This is a little tricky. We don't move over at all. We stay right here on the origin to get to this point. And then I go up right on the origin, on axis Y from the origin up to the 9. So I go over 0 and then up 9. Did you get that one right? That one's a tricky one. Okay, let's try another one kind of like that one. What if I put one right there? I'm going to call that point T. Pause the video and see if you can tell me what point T is. I didn't do that very well. It's got to be right there on that orange line. Okay, point T would be at 5 because I come down 5 and then I don't move up at all. I stay right there, 5, 0. So there you have it. Thanks for, oh, you got to get a joke in here, don't you too? Well, let me tell you, I was growing a beard and I didn't really like my beard at first, but then it grew on me. Get it? I didn't like my beard at first and then it grew on me.